What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about $1 million worth of silver. But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. Link will be in the description. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, of course we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies which are up for grabs. But we just dropped the brand new limited edition Can't Stop Stack and Won't Stop Stack and t-shirt and hoodie. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. But today I wanted to do something very, very different in comparison to what I normally talk about in my videos. I want to focus a little bit more on, I guess you can say, the dollar bill value. This is not something that I typically do. I don't believe in measuring my wealth in dollars. I would rather measure my wealth in ounces. But just for the sake of having something different to think about, having something different to talk about, I wanted to talk about this. And it's how much silver is required to be a quote-unquote millionaire due to silver. So, obviously, pretty simple math. All you have to do is grab yourself a calculator, put $1 million divided by the current spot price, which as I'm filming the video is $18.03, and you get to 55,463.11 ounces of silver. At today's spot price, it takes, let's round it down just to be simple, it takes approximately 55,000 ounces of silver to equate to $1 million. Now, that's a lot of silver. It's absolutely a lot of silver. However, due to the spot price constantly fluctuating, due to the fact that silver has already gone up to $30, $35, $40, $45, almost $50 an ounce in the past, as I always say, metaphorically speaking, if it happened yesterday, it can happen again tomorrow. So, what were to happen if the spot price of silver were to double? That would mean, rather than 55,000 ounces, all it would take is roughly 27,000 ounces of silver to equal $1 million. Now, I understand this is kind of a weird way of looking at it. I understand this is from the perspective of a dollar bill focused person. I just thought it would be a little bit interesting to talk about and think about. If this is something that you don't agree with, this isn't necessarily even something that I agree with. It's just something that I thought was interesting, and I thought it would make for an interesting conversation. Every time I post a video, you get your fair share of people who agree with you, some people who disagree with you. Both are great. Constructive criticism is cool. People who don't align with your thoughts 100% are great people to have around. You can bounce ideas off of each other. You can teach each other. You can learn from each other. But there's always that 1% that, for whatever reason, becomes infuriated by some guy making a YouTube video. In which case, if you've made it this far in the video, what in the world are you doing? But anyway, back to talking about silver and the spot price and, $1 million worth. Let's just say $1 million isn't even necessarily the focal point. Let's bring it down a little bit. Let's talk about $250,000. How much silver is required at today's spot price to equate to $250,000, $250,000, which $1 million, yeah, that's a lot of fiat. That's a lot of currency. $250,000, that's still a huge amount of currency. That's a sufficient amount of fiat, if you ask me. $250,000 divided by current spot price, $18.03 equals 13,865 ounces of silver. Now, that sounds a little bit more achievable. That sounds a little bit more doable. 13, 14,000, that's a lot of silver. But it sounds a little bit more realistic. It sounds like something that can be achieved over the course of, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 years, depending on your financial situation. But once again, what were to happen if the spot price of silver were to double in value and you wanted $250,000 for your silver? All it would take 6,932 ounces of silver, about 7,000 ounces, to equate to $250,000 if silver spot price were to multiply by 2, which it's done in the past, which it very well probably might do in the future. Now, obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just thinking out loud over here. I'm documenting what I do, what I think, what I have done, what I plan on doing in the future in a little YouTube video. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take anything I say as financial advice, and I'm also clearly not a psychic. I can't tell you what silver is going to do for a fact. I'm just speculating over here. Make sure you do your own research. But I thought it was interesting. If silver were to double in value, which it's already done, if it were to do it again, and you have roughly 7,000 ounces of silver, which, by the way, many stackers already do. 7,000 ounces? In the grand scheme of things, that's not really a whole lot of silver. It's not anything impossible to achieve. And if you get to that point, and the spot price were to double, that's $250,000 worth of silver right there. Now, as I said before, I'm not really a big believer in measuring my wealth in dollars. I would rather say 7,000 ounces as opposed to X amount of dollars. But like I said, just for the sake of conversation, just for the sake of the video, I wanted to shake things up a little bit. I wanted to maybe ruffle some feathers. Many of you know that's what I tend to do in my videos sometimes, typically not intentionally, but today, yeah, it's intentional. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's ruffling feathers. But I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to the topic of today's video. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? We could talk about gold as well at today's spot price. Let me know. How many ounces of gold would it take to become a quote-unquote millionaire because of gold? Well, the answer is about 650 ounces, but I already did the math. But we can talk about both. We can talk about why it's not necessarily the greatest idea to measure your wealth in dollars. If you have a big mountain of silver in your house, why it might be a better idea to say, oh, it's 10,000 ounces as opposed to X amount of dollars. Let's talk about this in the comment section down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also, make sure to subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Just posted 3 new silver and gold themed vlog style videos, a hidden camera pawn shop integrity test, and of course the brand new Can't Stop Stacking, Won't Stop Stacking video. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies which are up for grabs, but we just dropped the brand new limited edition. You only have about a week and a half left to get one of these, so get one while you can. The Can't Stop Stacking, Won't Stop Stacking t-shirt and hoodie. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. But back to silver and or gold and or dollars. Let's talk about this in the comments. If you were to realistically think about how much silver you can achieve over the next 10 years, if you're comfortable sharing that information, let's talk about how much that would be worth if spot price were to double, maybe even triple, maybe even quadruple. How much would that be worth in a dollar amount? Let's have a conversation. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you just stop smiling? Peace.